Well, we're gonna see if it works. This is a lot more rain than I thought. I see one drip right there. But I'll take it. One drip out of all of these seams, that's easy to fix. Well, that's a lot of rain. So what's that phrase? The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Well, I planned on using my in-laws' nailer to put the J-channel on. And we picked up some coil nails for it, and the coil nails were too long and at the wrong slope. Anyways, so we ended up having to go through and smash our fingers with the hammer, putting J-channel up. And we started trying to figure out how we're gonna work around this doorway, and my wife kept confusing me. She says that I was confusing her, but she was confusing me.
I thought you don't say things right.
Mm-hmm. You just don't understand the things that I was saying and thinking. Anyways, we got one side done. Not too bad. And if you can notice my mistakes, you've got a good eye. If you can't, well, good for me. So yes, we got the one side done. I got the J-channel up on the front so that we can start putting the steel up, but we've got to figure out all the cuts around the doors and the windows still. That's going to take some time. Really, that's about all we got done today. It was a lot of trying to figure out the cuts. Oh, I did go and we had a couple of leaks on the roof. So I shimmied up and tried to straddle the roof line, and then realized, yeah, my legs don't spread that far across the solar panels. So I came down and then I just kind of body crawled across all the panels. We had our drips marked on the inside, so I went and tried to reseal them. If we have problems still, I think we're going to end up trying to use the Flex Seal spray. We'll tape on either side of the seams and use that Flex Seal spray to create a penetrating seal down in the cracks. Yeah, I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but there's all these body smudges from me crawling all over the place. But at least the one side looks good. And we started getting pieces ready for the next one, but it just ended up getting to be too late. If it doesn't rain all day tomorrow, or maybe I should say if it stops raining after 5 o'clock, maybe we'll see how far we can get on this over here. I'd like to, this is going to be the most complicated spot just because of the doors and the windows. But I would like to be able to get that closed in, because then you have a really a good look of completion from the front. This side will be pretty straightforward. We do have to do some framing in right here for our clean out hatch, but that's not going to be too bad. I'm going to add some blocking right here along these edges that will kind of seal off the air cavity between the girts, so we don't have a gap when we put our J-channel on. I still have to finish and fix this trim up here, but that won't be that hard. I still have to fix the ridge vent. I think I'm gonna try and pull that off and replace it with a new piece that I can get snug right up to the edge of the panel there. And then I can put some caulk just so we have a nice watertight seal right there. But still more progress, so that's good. we've got Ian's birthday this weekend, so we won't have Saturday to work on this. So we're trying to get as much done during the week as we possibly can. I would love to be able to at least finish these other two front walls, even if the inside run wall isn't done yet. I would still like to finish up these sides. If I can get that inside wall done, that's a bonus. Well, had I started as soon as I got out of work tonight, I probably could have finished this last piece. But I didn't get started till close to 6 o'clock. And this is as far as we got. Not too bad though. The cuts around the door and even the window are not simple cuts, so it took a while to figure out how everything was supposed to get spaced out properly. And you know, we've got to add a little bit here and subtract a little bit there so that you can slide it up and down. But one more piece on the front, and then the front will be done, aside from the corner pieces. And then coming around to this side over here, this should be pretty simple to get done. And then from there we wrap around to the back, which even the back is not too bad. We have 2 hatches that we have to work around, and then just the peak. And then it'll be dried in, I guess, with the exception of the door. But again, we're not going to be able to work on this on Saturday because we've got Ian's birthday. So we've got Thursday night and Friday night to see how far we can actually get. And I still do have to go through and finish all the screws. Everything is, you know, basically tacked in place for the most part, but I've got to do some screws along the top edge and then screws along that bottom edge as well on the pieces that are already there. But it looks a whole lot different than it used to. Well, I was flying solo tonight and got quite a bit done. Actually, yesterday I was out here for about an hour, got this last piece cut. I actually had to cut it twice because the first time it was way too short and it was very noticeable. So I had to come back out and cut it again. Wasn't too happy about having to do it again, but you kind of have to sometimes. And then tonight I did this entire side, that little hatch dump thingy was a pain in the rear. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it is what it is. It's a Coop. I had to bend all that around just to be able to get the piece on. Of course, then even last night I find out that there's more trim than just J-channel that you can use for all this edging and stuff. Oh well. I was gonna put this last corner on, and then I realized that I have to trim this whole piece because the corner pieces that I had based everything on, which is the brown is actually like a 1/4 inch longer on both sides, so it changes the dimensions of everything. So I have to actually trim that corner before I can put the corner cap on. But I was able to get the corner cap on this side. And then I still have to go through and finish the screws all along the top and the bottom in quite a handful of places. But it's almost steeled in. The door still has to get built. I'm really hoping that come tomorrow, because back here I have to trim it out with the J-channel. I've got a hatch here and a hatch here, but then everything else is really fairly simple cuts. So hopefully tomorrow night we might actually have this thing closed in. That would be awesome, especially seeing as that we can't do a whole lot on Saturday because we've got Ian's birthday party. Looks like the ducks found that piece. Ducks or birds, one of the two. But it looks a whole lot different. And then the nice thing is, once the steel gets done on the house, the sections of steel that actually go on the coop, or the sections of steel that actually go on the run, are actually going to be 4-foot straight cuts all the way around. So just wrapping that side over there, and then this back side here. And then I've got the peak up here to finish. And then the rest of it is all that fencing that's gonna go around on the upper sections. And then this whole wall is gonna be that fencing. I'm not too concerned right now with a whole lot of the inside here. I still do have to do all the electrical too, which it's gonna pop in somewhere over here. And I don't know if I'm just gonna run it along the wall, put in a few outlets in a handful of spots, and then run it over here. But not too bad at all. I still been bringing out the power station to plug the little fridge in so that I can keep my drink cold, because it's been between 80s and 90s almost every time we're out here working. Ridiculously hot. And then because we've got the roof, right, the solar roof, I plug it all in, and so we can get a little bit of power when it's sunny outside. But I haven't seen this thing drop below 90% the entire time we've been using it. So that's another bonus when we don't have power right here. Well, I didn't get nearly as far as I wanted to tonight. I only got these 2 sheets in. I got most of the trim up, except for the bottom section here and then this coop, this hatch opening right there. But when you start making stupid mistakes, it's time to call it. Mistakes like putting a screw in on your laser level line but not making sure that your laser level line is actually on the stud. And then another one, this whole first section had to get redone because somehow I was 4 inches short right here. So I think I measured to the lower section of the corner here instead of the upper section. So that messed that up. I have to unscrew this and actually twist this a little bit because we've got a gap right there. So yeah, time to call it before I make even more mistakes that are going to cost more money. But I would say, well, we've got 1, 2, 3 sheets left, 2.5, and then we're surrounded from the coop and the storage room side. I was really hoping to get this all done tonight, but I didn't realize that I was going to be flying solo. Jess had to do some stuff in preparation for Ian's birthday party tomorrow, so oh well, maybe maybe Monday we'll just try for the next time that we can work together out here. Maybe Monday we'll have this thing closed up.